Microphone check, microphone check. I don't wanna hear any static on that bitch. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Buddha here. We kicking off the first episode of my podcast, Fly on the Wall. Pretty self-explanatory. You about to be a fly on the wall during our discussions. I'm gonna have some guests on, some people that I think are experts in certain fields that we can kind of just discuss and kind of, just bring our own shit to the light, man. It's fun to do this shit, and I feel like I've been wanting to do it for a while. It's time for me to just fucking throw the cinder block in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Let's start off with a little introduction, man. To those who don't know me, I'm sure there's a lot of people who don't know me. My name is Buddha. I make music. I go by the name Remember Buddha as my artist name, and I rap, I sing, I produce, I design clothes, I fucking take pictures, I shoot videos, I do whatever the fuck I can that's creative. I just like being a creative person, and having an outlet like this is nice, so we're gonna carry on with this shit. I basically wanted to share my opinion and, kind of like have an outlet to do that other than just expressing it through music. And I feel like I'm good at talking, so I feel like this is a good way to share it. I'm going to get on with this. I want to have so many different opinions on things to share with you all, like my tastes in music, the fucking food I'm eating around St. Louis, and the local music scene that's going on, and talking about the design era right now, and like fashion, and also sports. I am a diehard sports fan. I am a hardcore Georgia Bulldogs fan. I always rep the dogs. I'm a Raiders fan. It's not been fun lately, but we gonna flip it back. And I am also a Chicago Bulls fan. We gonna get that shit back too. It's a rough time unless you're a Georgia Bulldogs fan. It's always nice for that, man. Going for the three-peat. I'm not even gonna go past that. So I'm gonna start off with, I guess, the first segment here that I want to talk about. Kind of what I just been listening to, and why I've been listening to it, and kind of what makes it enjoyable. And I'm weird how I listen to music. I don't really dabble with Spotify that much or anything. I'm cheap. I just fucking go to YouTube, and I kind of just go off YouTube shit. And I don't know. I always find some interesting shit. And I'm kind of like anti like pop world a little bit. Like, I don't want to say I fully am, but I think like a lot of the pop world's too much of a machine. But we can get into that for another fucking day. What I've been listening to, though, I've really recently been jamming a lot of Men I Trust. They're incredible. That is a great fucking band. I don't know, the music is just hitting me really nicely. And I don't even know how to describe it. It's not like I'm like having context that matches with the context of the songs. I just like the feel. And sometimes you just like what you're listening to. There's no reason to like it. You just like it. That's the whole fucking point. That's why music is special. You don't have to have a reason. You just got to know that you like it. It's art in general. How you perceive shit, how you enjoy shit. Outside of Men I Trust, because I've been playing a lot of their shit. I've really also been playing a lot of the Spider-Verse soundtrack, which that movie was fucking 1,000,000 out of 10. Not only, in my opinion, is that the greatest comic book movie I've ever seen, but I think that you could argue that's the greatest animated movie ever created. And, I mean, visually stunning, storylines great, the plot twist is awesome, the fucking music is off the chain. I mean, it's rare you get all that working at the same time. But beyond that, I've been listening to, they got the Dominic Fike record off of there. That's probably my favorite, that might be my favorite song I've heard this whole fucking year. Mona Lisa. That shit is, oh my God, so catchy. And it makes me feel so good. It's a good summer song. Kind of like, it makes me have to roll down the windows. I like air conditioning, but I say, fuck that shit. I'll roll down the windows. I'll let some hot air blow in my fucking face while I listen to this shit. And I love the Coi Leray record, Self Love. Awesome. Like, really, like, catchy as fuck. Like, that's the best one on the Metro Boomin part of the soundtrack to me. And I really love Am I Dreaming too with ASAP and Royce. Shout out Royce, St. Louis. Another St. Louisan. We love to see that shit. That's fire. We need more of it. It's coming. It's already happening. There's already tons of St. Louis shit going up right now. It's awesome. Who else have I been listening to? I always listen to Dilla. That's just my easy music. That's like breakfast music for me. Like, I'll make some fucking bacon and eggs and sausage while that shit's on in the background. I don't know. Outside of that, I play a lot of, there's like this Kendrick leak called, I think Give Me a Prayer is what it's called. It's just, the sample is impeccable. The verses are great. Sounds like something that really should have been on Mr. Morale. I don't know what the intention of it was, but it was a really great record. I really fucking enjoyed it. For a leak, as far as a leak goes, you know. And I don't know. I guess that's really kind of all I've been listening to. I really haven't been like, oh, and I've been listening to, I don't know what the album's called, but it's Masayoshi Takanaka. It's the one with the cover art of him, like, skydiving or whatever. It's like some Japanese jazz. It's fucking awesome. Makes me feel good. Same thing. I'm not focused too much on context sometimes. Like, sometimes I just like to enjoy what I'm listening to, even if it makes me emotional or if it makes me feel a certain way. But yeah, that's what I've been listening to. I hope y'all can kind of piggyback off that. Maybe if you listen to that shit, you can talk about it in the comments. If you also really like that shit, like reach out to me, be like, hey bro, I also enjoy that too. Like, I don't know, I like to have conversations with people about things that we like together, man. Have that Venn diagram happen. It just feels nice. Another topic that I do want to talk about, that I'm trying to share. I'm trying to figure out a segment for him here. We're going to get there. This is the first episode, man. What I've been watching, and as far as like media content and anything in that vein goes, I really obviously watched, engulfed myself in the NBA playoffs this year. It was a great thing to see I just loved the whole NBA this year. It was really an entertaining season. You had fucking Jokic just dogging everybody. Like, that shit is crazy to me. I still to this day am like, this dude, he really became the best player on the fucking planet. Like, it's incredible. And that team, they're healthy. They're running that shit back. I mean, I see it. Now, the only people who, if the Warriors can reload with some people, you give Steph Curry some other weapons on that team, they could be nice. I saw rumors about them sneaking Chris Paul over from the Wizards, and maybe he's a backup point guard. That's kind of something I feel like they could use. I don't know. Just more depth. But either way, beyond all that, NBA playoffs, I was jamming that shit. I love Jimmy Butler. I'm a Chicago Bulls fan. When he got drafted to the Bulls, he didn't play very much at first, but then Thibs got him in there, and Buddy turned out to be incredible. And I remember when he was playing with Pau Gasol, he was nice. I knew he was going to be special. I knew he was going to be that guy. But the Bulls just never got over that hump. I don't know, I feel like we're cursed. We sold some fucking, spiritual shit for, Michael Jordan's 6 rings. Either way, beyond all that, I love the NBA. It's great. I love sports in general, all sports, really. There are some sports I don't watch, but that doesn't mean I don't like them. I will say I can appreciate a sport in just pretty much any way. It's fun to watch competition, It's exciting, especially with sports that showcase athleticism. To me, those are the ones I like the most. I love football for that reason. I feel like, you got fucking 300-pound O-linemen that are, shredded, in incredible fucking shape. And you just don't, I don't know, I feel like there's just a lot of variety. Basketball, you're running up and down the court constantly, jumping up and down. That takes extreme athleticism. I think hockey, you got to be the most skilled by far. Baseball's right there too. But, beyond all that, sports are awesome. We're going to talk more about that shit. What else I've been watching? I don't know, man. I'll have Cowboy Bebop on in the background while I'm working on beats sometimes, just for aesthetic purposes. Something kind of sets it off. Feels cool. I just mute the show and just fucking make beats. Outside of that, I've been watching a lot of Batman Beyond, bro. That is, a fucking classic, man. That's one of my favorites. If they don't make a live-action Terry McGinnis and, like, accurate, like, really, Robert Pattinson would have been an incredible Terry McGinnis. But it's too late for that now. I like him as Bruce Wayne, and I don't want that to change. There's got to be some other, like, super stoic, handsome dude who could be fucking, like, Terry McGinnis. It'd be fire. We need that shit. All Batman fans, you gotta ride with me here. What else have I been watching? I rewatched Django, a little bit of it when I was working out the other day. Forget how good of a fucking movie that is until you kind of just give it a light rewatch. And I rewatched specifically the scene, just because it was on TV and this is when it came up. It was the scene where it's Calvin Candy, Leonardo DiCaprio's character. They're at the table and they're discussing, like, you know, how much they're going to buy Broomhilda for or whatever. And, like, it's just intense. And, you know, and then the fucking shootout scene happens at the end and you got Tupac in the background with Jamie Foxx. That's iconic. That is so hard. Django is one of my favorite movies ever. I can say that. It always rotates, but I'd probably put that at least in my top 10, maybe top 5. I don't know. That's a discussion for another day, though. Another thing that I've been watching, I've got back into Adventure Time. I feel like it's just a very deep show, and I don't know, I love the art, and, like, it's fun and bright, and, you know, I just been wanting to feel like that. I've been wanting to have a little bit of, like, a happier, positive mindset, and I feel like that shit just kind of taps into that. And the show's cute. It's fucking fun. Like, you got, like, you know, I love Gunther, and BMO's fucking adorable, and you gotta love Jake and Finn regardless. Like, you can like one more than the other, but you can't not like one or the other. Like, they're both fire characters. Show is great. Cartoon Network, just, to me, you could argue they kind of peaked with that one. I'm not really, like, I haven't really watched any of the new shows, so I guess I can't speak on that. But, like, Adventure Time was, like, the last real cartoon on Cartoon Network that I, like, still kind of, like, reference and go back to. It's just deep. It's good. Good show. Fucking awesome. Oh, and I've been watching, with Hannah, we watch this show called Tiny House Nation. It's like these two guys, they go and get, like, a family, and they want to move into a tiny house and build up a tiny house, and, like, you know, it's like a little HGTV show. It's fun and it's corny as fuck, but that's the best fucking part. You know, you know how, like, some people, like, love hot dogs, and hot dogs are low key, like, if you really think about it, they're kind of fucking nasty, but they're also fire. Like, I'm not disrespecting hot dogs. I love a good glizzy, but beyond all that, my point is like a little bit of corniness sometimes is just what you're looking for, you know. And I love that show. It's fun. And we've also been rewatching The Last Dance. That's probably the greatest, in my opinion, sports documentary ever. I just love it. It's so, like, it feels really like a fucking movie. It's impactful and, like, shows you how, like, special. Because I'm a Bulls fan, but I was born in 1992. I didn't get to really experience the Michael Jordan greatness because I grew up in a hockey family. We didn't really watch basketball like that. And I really got tapped into basketball. Like, I got NBA Live 2000, I think. And that's when I was big on Kobe. And I loved it was weird because I liked the Lakers and I liked the Sacramento Kings. I liked Peja Stojakovic, Mike Bibby, because that squad was nice as fuck to play with in the game. But that's when I got back into basketball, and then Derrick Rose went through the Final Four. I was a big fan of him. He got drafted by the Bulls. I said, all right, this is my team now. This is where Buddy is. He's from Chicago. He ain't leaving this place, and the Bulls fucked him over. Fuck them for that. I'm not even going to get into that today. We're going to just kind of keep it mum on that. But on some shit, you know, that's just kind of how it went down. So anyway, Last Dance, we've been watching that incredible docuseries. Dennis Rodman, Scotty, fucking obviously Mike, and all the people involved in that. Phil Jackson. It's just a legendary sports thing, and I mean, you can argue who your GOAT is. Your GOAT can be, and I will never disagree with anyone coming up to me and being like, LeBron's the GOAT, or coming up to me and being like, you could argue Kareem's the GOAT. Another one that doesn't get talked about, and I'll not bring this up because he's not necessarily the GOAT, but he should be in the conversation. What about Tim Duncan, man? What the fuck is going on? He's got I think he's got 5 rings and he's got more MVPs even than Kobe does. And I love Kobe. That's my dog. He really, I will give him the throne of he got me into basketball. Because Kobe was he was cool, bro. And he had that, the Mamba mentality. It's dope. It's just interesting, man. Very sad that he went out the way he did. And Gigi and everyone in the helicopter thing, that's just horrible. But with that being said, my GOAT is still Michael Jordan, and I'm gonna leave it at that. It's very hard to make that argument these days because LeBron is special, man. He pissed me the fuck off because I was a Bulls fan when he was with the Heat and the Cavs, just killing us. But you know what? I had to suck it up. I had to deal with that shit. Buddy was not fucking around. He's real, bro. He is him. He is that guy. Now, he might. What's going to happen with the end of his career, though? I feel like he really genuinely needs to get one. If he gets one more ring, I might say he's right there with MJ. I really might. It's just difficult. We will have a discussion with that when I have some LeBron fans who I need to just talk with this, and my boy Keese is perfect for this shit. So whenever I get him in town, I will be bringing him on to talk about that specifically. Beyond all that, what else I've been watching? I kind of rewatched Invincible on Amazon Prime. Incredible animated series. 10 out of 10. J.K. Simmons as Omni-Man is just one of the greatest voice acting performances of all time. And that show is just animated the gore. I mean, I'm not a dude who's gored up, blood everywhere, rip someone's fucking arm off. I do want to see some realistic shit of crazy superheroes going nuts. And Omni-Man goes fucking nuts on that show, OP as fuck, and I love it. That's awesome. We need more of that. Push the fucking boundaries, every art field. With that being said, we're gonna do a little intermission. I'm going to call it a beer break today. I already got it poured up. I don't know exactly what beer this was again. But it's a Four Hands beer. And it's, I think it's a hazy pale ale. It's pretty good. I'm not really the biggest pale ale guy, but we're going to take an intermission. We'll be right back. Peep. All right, we are back from the beer break, and I found out what beer this is. I really didn't drink too much of it. I was probably smoking a little more. This is Statewide by Four Hands. This shit's pretty good. I'm not the biggest pale ale guy, but it's going down nice. Anyway, shout out my boy Benny for bringing over a 4-pack of, it was just a little, a collector's pack of beer. But anyway, beer break done. Let's pick up where we left off. I guess not necessarily where we left off. I guess we'll pick up where we're going. I'd like to talk about life in general, just mine, and shit that's been happening to me that I want to share with y'all that I think is important to me and feels cool to share with other people, and I think it's special. Special stuff. So let's just dig into it, man. Life has been very interesting right now for me. It's been so cool. I just moved in with my fiance. It's been wonderful living here, and our house is a home now. I have the studio down here, and it's nice to have that again, have my creative space, and I really get to kind of bring out the best parts of me that way. I feel like I can express without feeling like I'm being too weird or feeling like I'm being judged. This is my getaway. This is my island. I come down here, I work on music, I work on designs, I work on ideas, I work on other people's music. It's a getaway, man. It's been nice to have that back. And then living with Hannah has been incredible. Just being able to live with my best friend. It's really nice. Life has been crazy too at the same time. I mean, I went to go visit my niece in D.C. She was getting baptized, so it was like a big family event thing. And at the same time, Hannah was going to her best friend's bachelorette weekend in Kansas City, so we were both separated for the weekend. And we just wanted to be with each other kind of thing. And anyway, while I'm there, I'm with my other nieces and nephew and my sister, my brother-in-law, my mom, my dad. We got this Airbnb, I like to think of myself as a young man still. I'm 31, so I got time to think about kids and shit. But being around my nieces and my nephew and stuff, it was just, I don't know, man. It really makes you feel like you're ready to take on that responsibility. And I am not yet, but I will say it's special being an uncle. If you take that with pride and, you really have a good family and people that care about you and stuff. But I had a morning. This was a kind of a cool moment to me. I'll remember this forever, until I have my first kid. I went outside and I was going to listen to some music while we were in D.C. I just went out to listen to clear my head a little bit outside, and then my niece Isla comes out and she just holds my hand and just says, "Hold my hand, Uncle Buddha." And this is just simple, right? That's nothing too crazy, but to me that revived a part of my childhood in a way of this is, I don't know, it's just have loving feelings for each other, that's my niece. I care about her, and then she cares about me. I'm just listening to music and just trying to get a head of space, and that gave me my head of space having that happen, and shit like that. And while we're on the topic of life, this one's kind of a hard one to talk about, but my grandpa Vern passed away on Father's Day. And it was pretty heavy for a lot of us in our family, and kind of hard for all of us to handle. We kind of knew it was coming. He's had dementia for about 8 to 10 years and really couldn't remember anything. Last time me and my mom went to go see him, he thought that me and my mom were boyfriend and girlfriend. It was he didn't remember anything. It was sad. It's just sad to see that happen. But he did seem happy. He seemed like he was genuinely in a good, peaceful place. And he went peacefully, and I think that's the most important part. Is his transition into the afterlife was not violent, not hard to deal with. And now he gets to be with my grandma Minnie again, and anyway, with all that, it was a very heavy day yesterday for me, and today it's still gonna be heavy. I love my grandpa. I didn't get to see him very much. He lived in Florida for a long period of time, and granted, I definitely have gone and visited him and stuff, and but it was really difficult the past 10 years, really, while he's had dementia and kind of just. I guess it was probably 5 years. I might be over-exaggerating time. I'm horrible with that shit. But he's lost his memory of everyone, and, he was a great man. Just had to speak my piece on it, since it's obviously present in my life, and that's something that happened right now, and, I love him, and he loved our family, and, and even through forgetting everything. That's powerful. But beyond all that, life unfortunately must go on. And, you know, outside of all that, I've been working on a lot of new music, kind of bringing up the tones here. Like, I really think I've made some of the better demos of my career. Nothing's finished until it's out, so they're all demos. But I've really been making some incredible shit. And I've been reading a lot more. I've been reading this Rick Rubin book, The Creative Act, A Way of Being. It's the best book I've ever read in my entire life. And I value that because I'm a creative. And I'm more of a creative now than I probably was as a child, or I guess I was just too boxed in to believe I wasn't a creative. But I am. And, you know, the way he talks, the way he writes in that book is so eloquent and well-spoken, and the analogies he has and ways he can relate things it speaks to me. It just feels like the book is my inner conscious speaking. It's great. And if you follow me on Instagram, I literally post his quotes every fucking time I see them. And they're great. They're inspiring to me. I can sound like a little fanboy or whatever, but you know, I do that sometimes. I see something cool, I attach myself to it. And with Rick Rubin, I feel like he's insightful. He's genuine, and he's really just impressive with everything he's touched musically, and just his insight on life is very cool. But with that, I want to transition into the last part of this podcast, the first episode here, man. Fly on the Wall. I hope y'all have enjoyed what the fuck we're talking about. We're going to bring up more topics in a similar respect next time. But we're going to finish with my top 3 of the week. And that could be top 3 anything. People, food, fucking whatever. It could be anything. So I'm going to start off with number 3, transitioning from what I was talking about. Number 3 is my Rick Rubin book. It is literally that. That book is, you know, I just genuinely think every creative person, you don't even have to make music. You don't have to paint. You don't have to do anything. You could just play video games. And the fact that you think creatively, it'll be something you could connect with. And that book is great. It's short chapters too. I'm not a big reader by any means. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll get on Bleacher Report and slug through some fucking articles and like, you know, I'll read some comics here and there. But I'm not like some page by page reader. But this book, I'm glued, and I'm already almost done with it. It's probably like 405 pages or something, but chapters are like 4 or 5 pages, and it's a quick read through the chapters, and they're all insightful. I'm gonna reread this book again. It has inspired me and completely changed me. And in a good way. I really think so. You know, not like on some weird, like, what's that dude, the guy who pulled up on John Lennon, didn't he read some fucking book and he like went crazy? Like, that's not how this is. The Rick Rubin is fire, man. Genuine guy. I really wish I could fucking meet him one day, and maybe he could help me with my music, and that would be a dream. I would fucking if I got to go to Shangri-La, I'd freak the fuck out. Sit in Bob Dylan's bus. That'd be the coolest shit ever. But I move on. Rick Rubin, number 3. You're my boy. Thank you for helping me think better and be clearer in my decision making. And, you know, it's hard to navigate this shit without another guiding mind. And, you know, I have guiding minds around me, but that's, you know, you're a real fucking genius, class act. You've carried a lot of weight on your shoulders musically for a while. Number two, and I'm going to say this of the week because it's still kind of impressive to me, and I just love seeing the videos of him everywhere, but I'm going to go ahead and say number 2 of the week is Nikola Jokic, and My reasoning for that is, bro, he just won the NBA Finals for the Denver Nuggets. And that man has put on a absolute clinic in the NBA playoffs, and we're not freaking out about it. Like, I mean, he put up some, I mean, to me, he doesn't play like Shaq. I'm not going to say he's playing like Shaq, but I will say the dominance that he carries, the dominance that he has, is just like Shaq when he was in the playoffs, the early 2000s with the Lakers. He was just crushing people. You couldn't stop him. You can't stop Jokic. That dude is great. We'll see if it happens again next year. I'd love to see him continue this dominance. What does that do for a legacy? I don't know. But I want to see more of it because I'd like to see a lot of these young guys just continue to shine. And he's one of them who I think has a bright-ass long future in the NBA. His game will transition down the road very well. Nikola Jokic, you are in my top 3 of the week, brother. And number 1, this is 2 people, and I'm putting them both in there. I'm going to put my grandpa Vern and my grandma Minnie in there at number 1, man. They're very special to me, and happy to have them finally be together in heaven. And, you know, it's been a rough time for my family, so I just want to pay some homage to them. They're incredible people. They've helped build up our family, and, like, you know, they've done a lot for us, and I miss them. You know, it's sad when you don't have access to people anymore. You know, it's just hard to believe it's even real. But I'd go to their condo in Florida and Naples, and, you know, we'd make orange juice in the morning. That's something I always remember. We'd make homemade orange juice, and that shit was so good. It's just a memory. It's very nostalgic. You're in their kitchen at the condo. We go outside and eat breakfast on the patio, and, you know, you get that hot, humid Florida weather, and there's lizards climbing up, like, the walls and stuff. It's just a different environment. I'm from St. Louis, so, you know, it's just different. And, you know, those are special moments to me. I carry that for the rest of my life. And, you know, my grandma Minnie, too, is so random, right? Like, when I went to Mexico for my senior spring break trip in high school, and my grandma Minnie told my mom to let me go. And that trip weirdly had a lot of, like, inspiration, I guess, for me wanting to, like, follow through with music. I don't know why, but I came back and felt like I was like, all right, I want to make music. Like, I lived this cool lifestyle for a week while I was in Mexico. So now it was weird. It was just another weird over the hump moment for me. And my grandma Minnie was a catalyst to that. So that's just kind of cool to me. Little Buddha lore for you. Those are my top 3 of the week. I'm going to throw an honorable mention to Spider-Man, and that could be any of them. Ben Reilly, Miles Morales, Miguel O'Hara. It could be fucking any. Peter Parker, obviously. Like, you know, it could be any of them. Mayday, Spider-Gwen, Silk's another spider person. Like, you know, anyway, shout out to because Into the Spider-Verse, or Across the Spider-Verse, right? That's the new one. That shit is just I can't wait for it to fucking come out on, watch it on Prime or whatever, and watch it in the comfort of my own home. I just want to rewatch it and, like, break down that whole movie. Honorable mention, Spider-Man. With that note, I'm about to get the fuck up out of here. I appreciate y'all for watching me and giving me some time. This is the first episode of Fly on the Wall. I am Buddha. Follow me, subscribe, check out all my music, check out all my friends' music. I'm going to be bringing them on for the show. We're going to be talking more. This is just the first one. Let's get ramped up. I'm excited for this shit. I love y'all. I love my city. Shout out St. Louis. Shout out everybody involved in anything that I'm doing. I got too many names in my head to remember everybody. I love y'all, man. We about to get up. I'll see you when I see you. Fly Guy on the Wall, out.